All right, so I am here none other than with the famous Hither Mann, founder of the Billionaire Project and the Fortune Academy. Hither, what's up? Good morning, good evening.
Thank you, Jay. If I'm going to be famous, it's because of you, so thank you.
Well, listen, and I'm really excited to be here. Hither and I would call her a friend now. You really get along, and I wanted to really just have an open conversation with you, and I would love for you to share a little bit of the experience working with me. But Hither is the founder, as I said, of the Billionaire Project. She's founder of the Fortune Academy. She coaches, she teaches people about business, about investment. She's done a lot of investments herself, and she just really cares about people and wants to help them get to the next level with their wealth. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. Anyone who's self-made in particular, and female helps too, but that's my story. So that's why I'm really passionate on helping others get wealthy. No previous background knowledge of any, Oxford degree needed. So I can help them.
Where were you, like, the reason you wanted to possibly get into the press? What was that main reason? Because you already have authority online, you already have credibility, but what was the main reason why you wanted to get more PR?
Well, because the Billionaire Project was a new project, started in January 2021. And I know that nothing else will really position it in the powerful point I wanted, like PR, so I want to be known for my achievements, but as I wanted to document them as well as we go along. And it's just so powerful. I mean, everyone uses Google. Everyone just wants to see an article. I know people always ask for them. So instead of just saying, hey, look at my social, you want to have that PR article as well. So that was the reason.
Because, as you know, trust is so important online, right? And everyone can say they're a coach. Everyone can say they're a mentor. Everyone can, have beautiful hair and a beautiful jacket like you, but can they trust you, right? Are you the real deal? Yes. So seems like you got the press because you wanted, obviously, credibility. You wanted the trust more. And obviously you just wanted some more attention to your projects.
And actually, another major reason is, okay, not only am I doing all those amazing things you said and documenting the results from my traders, from my projects I'm doing in the Billionaire Projects, the real results and the amazing things that we create at Fortune Academy and the Billionaire Project, because it's very easy. And I'm naturally not someone, believe it or not, that wants to say, hey, look at what we're doing. Look how much money we've created. And that's a problem. And the other major problem I'm really hitting home with is being the first female trader educator, being the first female really pushing the boat with the Billionaire Project. Like, that needs to be really screamed about, because we're just used to seeing men in the industry with doing billions, and there's been like one or two females come out in the limelight recently. But I thought, well, if I want to leave that legacy that I have been trying to for so long, then press is probably the quickest route to make it happen. And I'm really grateful it works.
Yeah. So the problem was, it was more so you want to be sort of seen as a leading authority, right? You want to be seen as like, there is a new movement and women can be doing what men have been told the only ones who could do it. So getting you featured has now positioning you correctly.
Correct. And also for females, we need examples. I mean, I didn't have any female role models growing up. And if I had someone paving the way for me as I was growing up, it would have been so much easier, because I only learned and modeled men who are amazing and I love them very much. But I know from feedback from my female mentees I have, they always say, because of you, I am doing X, Y, Z. Because of you, I joined Fortune Academy. Because of, I never would have looked at financial markets seriously until you said, or you're doing it. Now I want to do it. So it's a simple case of people need examples, and they need to mirror. You can see, and that I want to do. And I guess the only way to reach big audiences is through PR.
When we got you in, we've put you in a few now, right? How was that experience for you? What did people say when you put them out on your website, or you put them out on your social? What was sort of the instant feedback or instant result that you saw and you felt?
Oh yeah, that was amazing. I never thought, because again, I live in my own bubble, and I thought that, I know this statement, this is true, and I know that I'm the first female doing this, but I can't really get excited just about me. But when other people read it, they feel so inspired. I got messages of, oh my God, you're such an inspiration. Oh my God, please keep carrying on. And it's just really nice feedback, because you think, oh my God, this is actually really affecting people exactly how I planned, that this is the way forward. It obviously works. People love it, and they get really interested in being or thinking bigger, and they get inspired. And that's why I do what I do with you. So thank you for helping.
Of course. And speaking of working with me, how was that experience? Obviously, I'm not here just to try to get easy compliments, but I know that you mentioned that you've worked with people in the past in the PR space, and you've had other conversations with PR agencies. Why did you decide to move forward with me?
I mean, oh my God, I think anybody who knows about anyone who's on Instagram will have been contacted by at least 10 people who claim to put
Right.
make articles, and they could do it for like pennies, and I don't know. And it's just such a poor trust industry. And with you were probably you are the only one that I felt. Okay, there was one smaller company I worked with before, or individual, and yeah, the way I gained trust was get them on a Zoom, speak to them, etc. But then even after I thought I had trust, they lost my trust by not delivering or putting me into articles that disappeared very quick. And that was not told to me that it would happen. So you're paying for something that's not permanent. That was awful. With you were very transparent about this is how it works. You allowed me to even pay after, because you knew how much trust was an issue for me. I couldn't really fault anything. It was, and I would consider myself as a pretty high maintenance, like I haven't got time, and I don't often make time to speak to people, but you have got that genuine people personality. Like you just get people and you really do listen, which is grateful. I'm really grateful.
Perfect.
And the other thing I noticed with you, which nobody else did, is you tailor the PR and you understand the angle that I want to go with, rather than just saying, okay, we'll get 6 features or 10 features or whatever. You want to find out what the problem is that I have and how to tackle that. And that is a very good angle, whereas others never ask that. They just put PR out and just leave. So I loved it. Thank you.
No, of course. So there's sometimes people think about PR, Hither. Can you give some people like what a lot of people sometimes think dollar in, dollar out, right? And being in the financial money making space, like explain to them the power of what PR has done for you that hasn't shown from a financial point of view, but how important is authority and trust and being seen as the number one in your service? Because people are sitting on the corner right now going, well, am I going to get $1 back from this? And maybe you need to share with them on the way to position their mindset with PR.
That's a great question, because if you're thinking like that, then God, it's like that's like Facebook advertising thinking. That's just the wrong thinking. That's like, okay.
But a lot of people still think like that. I'm going to take $1. I'll put $1 in. If I don't get $2 back, it's a bad investment.
Yeah, okay. Well, that would be number one. That was an incorrect way of thinking this for PR. But the way I look at it is like it's oh my gosh, it's just ridiculously important for anyone in an industry that is competitive. Anything that requires other people's money coming your way, but if you're going to be taking anyone's money in any kind of service, you have to build trust. People live in a very fickle environment nowadays. They don't trust anyone because the world is easily corrupted, and there's too many online scams. So you are, anyone in my industry is automatically painted with a tarnished with a paintbrush that somebody else has used. It's actually, if you're in an industry that is competitive, that requires clients to directly invest into your services, then this is a must. If your back office, I don't know why you'd want PR, but I think most people have got, on anyone who's entrepreneurial needs PR to prove that they're worth the investment. And how it sits on as an investor, I'll be honest, how we use it, clients come to us and my team will often send the links of the PR. And then they get really impressed. They are like closed. It's almost they're closed, 50% closed before they've even spoken to you, because they see the PR, they see the authority, and they're like, wow, this is great. They see you, and it's like speaking on public stage. So because we are living in such a Zoom world, you can either become a public speaker. So this is the reason why I didn't have PR before, because I was always on public stages. So that was my PR. So I would stand on stage, the authority is there. The same way as a public speaker gets that instant credibility, standing on the stage, being able to conduct themselves, talking to a crowd of thousands. That's what PR does, but online. So it's essential because everything is online and the world has changed a lot. So I really think it's a needed factor.
So so for the people listening right now who are on the sideline of like, dollar in, dollar out, they need to be looking at it from more about trust. Like what's the ROI on instant trust? What's the ROI on instant authority? So that when you go into a conversation with someone, you don't have to prove yourself. They already feel like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, if they understand the sales process, half of it is building trust and
1,000%.
And it's like, or you can even use a different comparable. You write a book. No one really makes money from a book. Why do you think books exist? Because it's a lead generator. So you will get leads, and it will, if you're good at your business, then you wouldn't think this way, because you have a lead funnel. You know, things will just funnel into your whatever service you do. But if you're thinking just front end heavy, then usually you're in a business mindset that won't last very long, in my opinion. It's like having a hard sale on a public speaking stage. No one likes those kind of speakers.
I don't. And then immediately everyone's body language goes closed off, and they lean back and they start looking at their phone.
Yeah. So it's like saying, go to the back and buy it, which, you know, if you do it with charisma, it works. But some people are awful and they say, go to the back of the room and you have to like close them right now. You don't want that mindset. You want to be much more sophisticated, and that's what
I don't want buyer's remorse. That's the other thing too. You know, you and I both can woo them, and you can get the credit card out, but you don't in the morning go, I don't know if I have the money to afford this, and two, did I really want this? And then they start thinking I got tricked, and that's not something that's good. So
that's what PR would help avoid. So yeah, I think it's great.
Perfect. So it seems like that you have had success with the PR. You've seen some results, right? It seems like we're going to be doing future projects together because you understand the power of leveraging the Billionaire Project and your other businesses to the media.
For sure. And actually the Billionaire Project is really a different way I'm going to use that, because this is where I'm dealing with institutional wealth and money. So bank networks from banks, and very, very important, if you're doing a public listing or a SPAC listing like I am on US and Canadian exchanges, PR is essential. So how do you get retail trust? So if you're listing a stock, for example, the way retail consumers look at investing in a stock is they Google it. They want to check, has it got PR? Who's the management team? And that's why the PR is necessary. So I actually need it as an essential part of the business for the Billionaire projects, not just for, you know, retail only, but for the actual project to get the investment rates. It's essential. Yeah. So that's really exciting, and I cannot wait to do the further pieces on that with you.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Hither, for being an amazing client, and I'm glad we got you success. I'm glad we can take and work together. And for anyone else who wants to learn more about the Billionaire Project, because people will be watching this all the way through, where can they go find you?
I guess Instagram is the easiest, because my name, as you see it, is just my username. So, and it's got a blue tick. There are millions of impersonators. And that's another reason you need PR, because you actually put the tags of Instagram in there. So thank you very much. So people can actually find the real me. So yeah, I'd say Instagram or my LinkedIn, which... And for the people listening, maybe through audio or however people listen these days, how are they finding you? At Instagram, your name? So my name is spelled Hither Mann, so HITHERMANN, and it's a blue tick verification on Facebook and on on Instagram. Right. There is LinkedIn and YouTube as well. But yeah, so whatever way, my team is always there, ready to answer any questions. And there are emails, addresses, and contact numbers on my Instagram. So speak to you guys.
Perfect.
Thanks, Jay.
Perfect. Thank you, Hither. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.